Let's start with this. See what's going on here.
We are delivering big time.
Do voters have a right to know more detailed health information about presidential candidates and especially about presidents, especially when they're facing some kind of challenge?
Absolutely, and that's why Joe Biden has been so incredibly transparent, and certainly by contrast, the president has not, both in terms of health records, but also let's look at taxes. We now know, because of great investigative journalism, that Donald Trump paid $750 in taxes. When I first heard about it, I literally said, "You mean $750,000?" And it was like, no, $750. We now know Donald Trump owes and is in debt for $400 million. And just so everyone is clear,
So she's trying to say that just because Trump missaid what he said on air, that she's saying that's him perjuring himself, right? Admitting that he fucked up. But then, I mean, just because he fucked up on air doesn't mean that he messed up on the fucking paperwork, right? So it's like, whoops, sorry he fucking slipped up on air.
when we say in debt, it means you owe money to somebody.
No, duh. What are you, a regular Einstein?
Susan, I'm glad you asked about transparency, because it has to be across the board. Joe has been incredibly transparent over many, many years. The one thing we all know about Joe, he puts it all out there. He is honest, he is forthright.
Are you sure you want to say that after what happened with this cancer thing? I don't think you want to say that. Please don't say that.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, this is her in the past.
Just days after former President Joe Biden
okay,
announced
here's
he
the
has
cancer,
an aggressive form of prostate cancer, a new book is coming out with allegations his aides hid his declining health from the public.
AIDS hid
Joe
the
has been
information,
incredibly
apparently.
transparent over many, many years.
So what I can attest to is what we did see from the White House with regard to.
It wouldn't make sense why he wouldn't like talk after speeches and stuff. He wouldn't do like the crazy executive order signings like Trump was doing. Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense now, right? If he had cancer and he just basically, it was his retirement plan, right? It was his, oh, he's getting old, so let's let him live out his life as a president one last hurrah before he goes. It's like, Jesus fuck.
Sort of the protection around President Biden. We often pressed for more public appearances. There would often be stretches of days when we wouldn't even see him, let alone hear from him.
Literally.
He didn't do interviews at
Yeah,
the
didn't
pace
make.
of his
I mean,
predecessors,
it
not
would
even
make sense
close.
why he didn't.
And he didn't do
why?
press conferences
He had
either.
fucking
The one
cancer.
thing we all know about
And
Joe,
they fucking
he
lied
puts
to
it
us.
all out there.
So I can say that, you know, there was a real effort
And we'll never know the truth because they fucking pardoned themselves.
Speak in public,
A
even though there were
fucking
times,
blanket
Errol, where he
pardon.
himself clearly
A
wanted
goddamn
to
blanket pardon.
engage with
You
the press.
motherfuckers.
You know, they would
You guys
hold
are
him
pieces of
back, and I
shit.
think that's because when he did, oftentimes he would make a gaffe or he would say something incorrect that would be scrutinized for days.
Yeah,
The best Biden ever.
Hey, Grandpa, Bubba's got something to show you here. Look, it's slurpy booty. Hit her, Grandpa. Okay, come on, Grandpa. Let's see you do it. Come on, Grandpa. You're the best. Hit her, Grandpa. Come on. Hit her. Jimmy, remember those bees? Come on. Come on,
Oh, I guess we should go into the news category. There's a news category.
Come on, everybody. Come on, Grandpa.
Looks fine to me.
But these people are sick people. These are people that I think they hate our country. You want to know the truth?
I think they hate our country. There. There we go. Let's just put those tags in. I mean, not like it's gonna fucking matter. I mean, just like Twitch. Even if you have the tags and all that fucking bullshit, you're gonna get some fucking pleb or fucking 15-year-old who's gonna cause some issues. And then mass report. Alright, anyways, on to the next.
Everybody knew Johnny Somali would end up in prison, but his invitation just got a +1, as Johnny has put in several guilty pleas with an increasingly expanding list of new charges, so he's now been cohabitating with his buddy Hank.
Basically, if you want to get all the news on, like, Johnny Somali and Hank, his Hanky Poo, yeah, go to Legal Mindsets channel and or Twitter, right? Because he's basically got a bunch of people, right, covering that stuff for him as well. So yeah, if you want all the news on him, go with Legal Mindset.
My finances, you know, like I've actually, like Johnny ran out of money because they refused Johnny to work. So I've been actually providing for him.
He's helped me pay for a lawyer and stuff like that, and
I risk my family not paying my tuition to help Johnny.
Oh, well, why did you do that?
Right? Yeah, my mom hates you, my grandparents hate you.
And after they were seen leaving court together, Hank can't understand why his home country, South Korea, despises him too.
I understand why Koreans are upset.
What do you mean? You
Ren,
caused issues
why are
as
they
well.
targeting me?
they're gonna clip this.
Although,
Be careful what you say.
I know! I'm getting also punished by South Korea because of guilty by association. My mom and my dad...
Don't talk about your family. Don't talk about your family.
Okay.
And real quick,
I mean, I don't know how it works over there, but I'm pretty sure for Asian parents, oh man. Good luck.
I just want to point out how Johnny allows Hank to say a lot of ranted things, including calling Johnny the N-word. But he quickly shuts down any negative talk about Hank's parents, as it seems like they may inadvertently be financing Johnny's life. So this isn't, hey man, respect your mother. This is self-preservation.
Why should I be punished along with
At least that's what some
so
fucking Asian parents do. I don't know about his.
Jeffrey Epstein's friends didn't help Jeffrey Epstein? Why bring up Diddy Epstein? So many people are saying I should be punished, just like Rand. Why?
This guy claims to have no idea why we want him in jail alongside Johnny, while simultaneously admitting he's the only reason Johnny isn't living on the street right now. Something that the entire internet would rather be happening, as Hank's bank account has basically become a charity for preserving late-stage terminal idiocy. As at best, he's allegedly helping Johnny continue to make racist content. And at worst, he's with him while he's making threats towards the family of the judge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't do that. If the judge hears you say that kind of stuff, it's not gonna go well for you. Especially when they're looking over your case.
Or compass laws in South Korea, but you would probably want to distance yourself from someone solidifying his prison sentence, as he's more likely to drag you down with him.
I mean, they can
helping him get out.
Also, the reason they can always investigate your ass whenever they want to. You know that, right? Especially when they get tips and police calls and stuff like that. It's like, don't do that. Don't do that.
Out of it, because before Johnny needed Hank for shelter, he used him for internet content.
Damn, man, you don't stop, man. Get lost.
Wow, what a douchebag. Harassing an old lady.
Get lost.
What did that old lady do?
And when he wasn't cussing out old ladies, he was doing a bootleg version of Johnny's act, disrespecting South Korea.
Oh, okay.
In a video game, not in Minecraft.
Retards.
I said in Minecraft.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but this is the issue with some
What's your
content
name?
creation.
They're
right?
asking how much is the ticket.
Yeah, this is just content.
50,000.
Right.
I'm gonna fight her.
There's been
Because
an influx of these guys, right? Types of these guys just
And
ruining
getting him a couple
IRL
fines for being
streams.
stupid online is one thing, but I think the more attention this case gets, the more they may look into
Right,
what Hank has
in
done on
Japan
Johnny's
and,
stream. As
right,
when they were
South
bothering
Korea
who I
and shit
think
like
was
that.
another streamer,
Even in France,
apparently
people are
Hank
getting
was
attacked
strapped.
now.
Show them what you want to do. Show them. Put it out. Strapped up like a.
And I can't find the article right now, but I think Hank was the dude that got arrested in Texas for illegally buying weapons in 2016, which exasperates the fact that.
Oh yeah. So that's why Hank is fucking not. Yeah, that's why the U.S. does not like Hank. Right? I think he has a fucking warrant on his arrest. Actually, he's barred from the U.S. if I recall. He can't come back.
That he's been seen protecting Johnny with weapons on multiple occasions.
Yeah, it's like
As back when that
yeah,
first
you
Korean
start
took on
brandishing
both of them,
shit
when
like
Johnny
that.
was hiding inside
yeah,
a
good
building,
luck.
Hank
You're
came
fucked.
out with a samurai sword, but when Hank was being beaten, Johnny fled the scene. Hank just learned what happens when you LARP in real life, where he thought he was the main character.
Yeah, that's
with
why
his
you
sword,
should always be
but
careful
idly
with
took his beating
brandishing
like
weapons.
a tutorial mission
They're not-
NPC,
that's not-
and it's
that's
only
not
a
a
matter of
tool you
time
should be
before
doing
Hank
that
finds
with.
himself in more serious trouble, as just like Johnny, they may overlook the smaller crimes, but as they stack up and you gain national media attention, then they'll go through the hours of footage to find all the
yeah,
crimes you
didn't,
committed, and Hank sees this as, I'm just helping my
Didn't
friend.
the, like,
But
news
real
media
friends don't let
outlet,
you
like,
accept the
interview
concussion that they earned. And even
Legal
though
Mindset
Hank
or
might
something?
finally unfollow Johnny, what happens when Hank's parents unsubscribe from being in his life? Why doom scroll on social media all day when you have my concise, lighthearted commentary on the tragic status of today's reality, so make sure you're subscribed to Decoy Voice.
Getting compared to Diddy and Epstein? Oh, not even. Fuck is not close. You can say Jack Doherty is more on the Diddy Epstein trail, right? Right, people who tried to do the, right, the escorting stuff, that's like Andrew Tate stuff, right? Yeah, be careful of that. You might run into some legal issues. Uh-oh, VTubers getting harassed because of because of Hogwarts Legacy 2. There's another Hogwarts coming? Uh-oh. The hate campaign is back.
Russia outlaws Amnesty International in latest crackdown on dissent and activists. Now,
okay.
Let me tell you why that's not much of a problem, because Amnesty International don't actually do much.
Yeah.
The Russian authorities on Monday outlawed Amnesty International as an undesirable organisation, a label that under a 2015 law makes involvement with such organisations a criminal offence. The decision by the Russian Prosecutor General's office, announced in an online statement, it is the latest in the unrelenting crackdown on Kremlin critics, journalists and activists that intensified to unprecedented levels after Moscow invaded Ukraine in February of 2022. The designation means that the International Human Rights Group must stop any work in Russia, and it subjects those who cooperate with it or support it to prosecution, including if anyone shares Amnesty International's reports on social media. Amnesty International did not immediately comment on the move. Russia's lists of undesirable organisations currently covers 223 entities, including prominent independent news outlets and rights groups. Among those are prominent news organisations like Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, or Russian independent outlet Meduza. Think tanks like Chatham House, anti-corruption group Transparency International, and Open Russia, an opposition group founded by Mikhail Khodorkovsky, an exiled tycoon who became an opposition figure. After Open Russia was declared undesirable in 2021 and disbanded to protect its members, its leader, Andrei Pavorov, was arrested and convicted on charges of carrying out activities of an undesirable organisation. He was sentenced to 4 years in prison and released in 2024 in the largest prisoner exchange with the West since Soviet times. Why did the West want this guy? Why are all these groups doing a lot of stuff to meddle with Russia? I've got a little bit of a nuanced take here, right? But we'll go on with the article, right?
They did
Free
that
press
trade
equals strong
for
democracy.
fucking
I
what's her
disagree.
name?
Right, we should
Or
have
what's
a free
his
press.
name, right?
It's just unfortunately they all sing from the same hymn sheet. But
Brittany,
we'll save it for the end.
Brittany Griner
Amnesty
or
International
whatever
was
her
launched in
fucking name is.
1961. The group documents and reports human rights violations around the globe and campaigns for the release of those it deems unjustly
That was a
imprisoned.
weird one.
It has released reports on Russia's war in Ukraine,
left that
accusing
bitch
Moscow
over
of crimes
there.
against humanity, and has spoken out against the Kremlin's crackdown on dissent that has swept up thousands of people in recent years. Amnesty International's recent statements on Russia included decrying a prison sentence handed to prominent election monitoring activist Grigory Melkonyants as a brazen and politically motivated clampdown on peaceful activism. It also spoke out against a series of arrests of publishing professionals in Russia last week over alleged LGBTQ+ propaganda in books. This shameless, heavy-handed use of state apparatus against literature is as absurd as it is terrifying, said Natalia Zviagina, I don't know, Amnesty International's Russia director. In its statement, the Prosecutor General's office accused the group of running Russophobic projects and activities aimed at Russia's political and economic isolation.
Oh no!
And here we are at the end of the
is
article.
streaming
Now,
right now.
Here's my nuanced take.
Holy shit!
Right.
Dude, that's another
These groups,
fucking
as
weird
you have all
crash out.
probably
The whole
noticed,
Amaranth
yes, they do defend people and
situation.
journalists and stuff like that that have been sent to prison. Yes, I do believe human rights should be protected, and yes, Russia are being way over the top and way very, very heavy-handed when it comes to imprisoning and arresting these people. That I will not defend. Right, basically free speech is for everyone, even for people that I don't like. And I think governments arresting people for speaking out against it is that government admitting that they are weak. Or these little activists could basically cause our entire collapse. We are afraid of them, therefore we're going to put them in prison. I see it as death throes. Right, I see that. Basically, see if I see a government starting to arrest people for speaking out against it, that's when I would move in. Why are you panicking so much, big guy? Never ever limp in front of the lions.
Why are you panicking so?
You never ever limp in front of them. Right, but basically that's why I don't like it. However, these groups, while they do a lot of good work in getting journalists and activists and everybody out of jail, which they absolutely should, these groups are politically co-opted and they are controlled by the West. They are controlled by the Five Eyes, the CIA, three-letter agencies, whatever you want to call them. And it's because they don't really go after people in the West. They go after people in countries that the West don't like very much, especially the American government. They're always talking about Iran. They're always talking, and those places, Iran and
basically
North Korea,
the West are going
places
to the
which
countries that have
a bunch of human rights
the
abuses.
terrorist
However,
propaganda.
They are dead fucking silent when the same thing's happening in the West.
The
It's
ideology
unrest
that wants the West to fall.
These are leftist organizations. They will not defend the rights. They will not defend the rights of right wingers. They don't. And one of the main reasons for that is when I was arrested over Nazi Pug, we approached Amnesty International to see if they would defend my human rights, and they told me to fuck off.
Yep.
They told me to go away. So basically, yeah, they do defend human rights if you have the correct political ideology. Right? They only defend their own. And they also frustrate foreign countries that are adversaries of America. So while, they shouldn't be banning these groups, they shouldn't be jailing journalists, they shouldn't be jailing activists, etc., etc., they definitely should not be doing that. These agencies are controlled by foreign adversaries, and they're there to frustrate the Russian government. So while I understand why the Russian government did it, it's a bitch move. It is a complete bitch move. Basically, this is just Western interference, that's all it is. You're basically going after this and that. And whereas, all the arrests is Russia being authoritarian, which they absolutely should not be being because it is a weakness. I just view it as complete weakness at this point. These places pick and choose who they support. They'll either basically cause frustration.
I mean, that's how all businesses
America
are.
And UK governments, etc., etc., if it's against a political adversary.
Just think of the government as a big-ass business.
People jailed over Facebook posts, or people having their door kicked down because they retweeted the wrong thing and everything. Amnesty International's dead silent.
They have to fuck over a couple people, right?
Western countries, unless leftists are the target, which is why I don't really give a fuck about the groups. You either defend human rights for everyone or just don't do it at all. You don't just get to pick and choose. That's why I speak out for everyone. I speak out. Why don't you ever talk about leftists that get this? But I do quite a lot. You just don't pay attention. I love it when people who don't watch my content at all bitch to me about stuff that I don't cover when I've covered it numerous times. You just didn't watch my videos, did you? But
which one?
Still, a little bit of a nuanced take
what
that's
he's
going to cause
talking
an argument in the comments. Enjoy that
I
one.
don't know. Oh, maybe people in his comment section that are bitching about him. That's the only thing I can think of. Either in the comment section or they're sending him very angry emails. Oh yeah, I forgot to put that. I don't know if there's a section to... Well, I mean, you can find my email on my YouTube. So yeah. I'll be putting all this stuff on YouTube as well. There we have Count Dankula. Electric Boogaloo 2. But yeah, I mean, right, you're supposed to have human rights, but your human rights have been violated all over the fucking place. So it doesn't matter. Right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Hassan's getting talked about again? Well, I mean, he has been crashing out lately. I mean, honestly, I literally have no problems with anybody unless you've done some, like, really fucking heinous shit. Right? That's all I... Look, as long as you don't fucking do, like, super heinous shit, I won't hate you. That's all it is.
Hey, MAGA. Is he dead yet? That's the only thing, the only conversation that I want to have with you.
Jesus, lady. Fucking hell. You need to calm down.
Oh my God. So they're saying that Joe Biden has prostate cancer. When is it Trump's turn?
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
If you're immediately reprimanding instead of listening and understanding, if you're offended by people's lived experiences, you're the problem. Oh!
You think we could listen to the radio or something?
If you're a woman with an Adam's apple, you're my sister. If you're a woman with a 5 o'clock shadow or a full beard, you're my sister. If you're a woman with a deep voice, you're my sister. If nobody knows yet, you're my sister.
Whatever you think of Hunter Biden,
I guess that was supposed to
kind
be
of
a poem?
Cruelty to the campaign against him. Where is Hunter? Where is Hunter? Where is Hunter?
After his brother died, he cheated on his wife with his brother's widow and then got her addicted to crack. Unethical, sleazy, and prone to horrible decisions.
Yeah, the guy who wrote the book.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Uh-oh. Oh! Is this why people have been getting mad at certain Asian people again? This is probably why.
Bad news. What?
What? Angelina Jolie very angry, very sick over Trump's cuts to U.S. Oh yeah, she did say that. Yeah, she was upset with the USAID cuts for some reason. I guess because it was funding her industry a little bit. So now they're upset.
Anyway, last week,
why were we have the right to? First of all, why were we federally funding these people? I don't think that's what. I don't think they should get that kind of aid. What the fuck?
Vote until 1920. Women couldn't open a bank account in the United States until 1974.
When did men get the right to vote?
Oh, okay, I know this is exactly what you were talking about. This is what you're known for, is like getting people on a technicality that we don't historically know. But the answer to that is no. The answer to that.
The answer to that is no. What?
No,
What?
the answer to that is the fact that in 1920 everyone was given the right to vote, but there were still barriers to vote for people of color.
When did men get the right to vote?
The right to vote was guaranteed to all people in 1920, according to the 1920.
Yeah, before 1920, were all men allowed to vote?
No.
Oh yeah, he just passed away. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo. Okay. Do we? Okay. God, my nose is fucking stuffed up again. We'll watch that later. What do we got here? RFK Jr. humiliates Patty Murray with brutal truth straight to her face. To the dome.
Senator, I want to point out that
smack that bitch across the face.
in 2021, at the
sorry.
beginning of his administration, President Biden submitted his budget on May. You know what? You made an accusation of me, and I'm going to answer it.
Hell no. Gotcha, bitch.
On May 28th, he submitted his budget.
You want to
so
throw
budget.
You want to throw some fucking shade? Let's go, bitch.
You can go
And I also want to point
I
out.
have just 2 minutes left. I asked you a specific
I want to
question.
point out something, Senator. You presided here, I think, for 32 years. You presided over the destruction of the health of the American people.
Well,
Our people are now the sickest people in the world.
Seriously.
Because you have not done your
Secretary,
job.
seriously.
Oh.
That is an
What have you
amazing
done about
point.
it? What have you
Mr.
done about the
Secretary, I am here.
please?
Mr. Secretary.
What have you done
Got him.
about the epidemic of crime?
Getting called out.
Seriously, Madam
Secretary,
Chairman.
I would ask you to hold back and let the senator ask the questions.
Senator Murray, vice chair. I mean, she's a bitch. She's not my representative. Fuck this bitch. At her. She deserves the fucking backlash.
Thank you to American Financing for sponsoring.
We'll watch that later.
Ask him to give his entire bank account. Okay.
TikTok AI boyfriends are disturbing. Yeah, that's been happening too.
California's sunbathing.
We'll watch that later.
So we have another cancellation today, guys. We love cancellations, don't we?
Let's watch
And
this
so
because this has
anyway,
to deal
this
with
is what happened
cancellations
today.
and
Basically,
what
so
Twitch is
Honda,
doing on their
you guys
fucking
might
weird
know
platform.
Honda. It's the fat guy from Street Fighter. Apparently, really did not
What?
like a joke that a person on Team Liquid
Oh, Team Liquid. Oh yeah, this is the
made.
Team
Right?
Liquid
So
stuff.
Honda
Okay.
has dropped. This is really funny
Yeah,
for me
that's
to see this
unfortunate.
because
I don't know
I've
why they
said,
keep doing
You
this.
know, I've been saying this was going to happen many times. I've said
Yeah, at a certain point, if Twitch is
over
gonna be
and
like
over
this, and then
again.
certain sponsors,
Nobody wanted to
certain
listen. People
companies
said
are
that
gonna
I
be
was a
like
bad
this, no one's
person
gonna
for
fuck.
suggesting it.
Yeah,
but
no one's
I
gonna
know
fucking wanna
this.
deal
I
with
know
that
the
shit.
solution to this problem. I know the solution, but we'll talk about that after we talk about what the problem is. So basically, there is something that is referred to, this is in advertising, and like, I'm just going to use this term, blue chip brands. These are brands that have a, pristine reputation.
Correct.
They have a clean
Well,
product, and they don't have any
pristine,
controversies,
clean, yes.
right? We're not talking about super male vitality. We're not talking about the UFC. We're talking about places like Progressive,
yes.
places like
Coke.
Ford Motors,
Yeah,
Honda,
General
for
Motors,
example.
GE, yeah.
Let me think.
Mazda.
Samsung, like
Yeah,
just
exactly.
super generic, like the most
Amazon,
basic
right,
milk
even
toast,
Amazon.
white bread, fucking companies that you could possibly have, right? Lay's
Yeah,
potato
Netflix,
chips, yes,
yeah.
exactly.
There's
Apple,
one, yeah.
right? IBM.
Red Bull.
And so, super basic, super corpo brands. Honda has
Basically, all
dropped
the
Team
brands
Liquid after a
that are on
controversial tweet
the
about
stock
Japan
market.
from Liquid DS. I don't know who this is. Honda confirmed that a member posted an inappropriate message. They took the matter seriously. They lodged severe protest. The team apologized, implemented measures. After much consideration, AHM has decided to terminate its sponsorship. So Honda proudly partners with organizations whose dreams, standards, and passion match our own. So Honda was partnered with Team Liquid, which meant that, Team Liquid was, getting paid money by Honda. So this guy posted, I know this might sound pretty bad, but he posted a meme of a nuclear bomb. Now, for a little bit of context, Honda is a company that comes from Japan. Now, where did this picture come from? Well, that was a pretty bad time for them, right? They had that was a bad that was a bad year for Japan, okay? That was a really bad year for Japan. Now, Honda didn't even exist back then, but the guy that made Honda made a company that I think helped the Japanese in World War II, right? And so there's a little bit of hypocrisy here because, I mean, like, and also, like, the nuclear bomb, right? I mean, this is a, oh, wow, it's really bad.
Yeah, don't say nuclear.
Imperialist Japan, these
because
were
that's
not
banned
necessarily,
on Twitch, apparently.
you know, this wasn't the Teletubbies. Let's just say
don't
that,
say
right?
nuclear.
And I'm not a historian,
don't say anything that has to
I've
do
read,
with the
it
N-word.
didn't seem
Even
too
Trump.
nice.
Even
and so
Trump
anyway, yeah,
fucking
for
said
Empire, right?
the nuclear
and so
word.
Nice guys.
Right?
Yeah,
He's
really
all like,
asshole.
oh, don't say
and
the
so
N-word.
The
They
nuke
get,
made Honda
they get
I
all
guess say that.
testy.
That's crazy. And so just like VW and the Germans, exactly. And so anyway, so this guy made a joke about a nuclear bomb.
They start getting real nervous when you start saying the N-word.
For the complete team. And I think, gentlemen, I think this needs to start happening more. I think we need accelerationism. Because this is what the future is. I said more examples of blue chip brands being an unstable form of sponsorship.
I mean, they are unstable, right? Because they
programming.
Well, I mean, they're unstable because they want you to put on this fake facade, right? That's not that has nothing to do with you, right? They want you to be like squeaky clean. They want you to say no bad words, right? Oh, where's that one song? I had the song. Like they don't even want you saying these words, right? I can find. I should probably just type it out. Let me bring it. The Blink 180. Yeah, this one. Here's the fast one. Right, they don't even want you saying these. Literally, they do not want you saying these words. And it's just like, well, they're pretty much censoring your fucking speech at that point. Or you can't make any joke that has some kind of dark humor tied behind it or something, right? They don't like jokes. They're the fun police. That's what they are.
To rely on outside money, they should embrace porn, gambling, and alcohol sponsors. They don't leave after silly controversies or meaningless Twitter noise. This
yeah, I mean, those companies don't care, right? The porn, gambling, and right, and the sex toy sponsors, right? I think even some bank sponsors don't care. Some medical sponsors don't care, right? I mean, it just depends, right?
is the future. The future is getting children to gamble with cryptocurrency on their mom's credit card and selling porn. That is the future. That's it. That's right. And if you want esports to survive,
in a sense, these people are kind of already doing it.
Esports can survive without this is with the FGC.
All they do is steal their
the fighting
parents'
game
credit
community.
cards.
That is a totally different situation. Now, why is it a totally different situation? It's simple. It's because you're only paying one guy.
Correct.
If Charlie wants to pay some guy to go to to a tournament, you know, for Moist Esports, he just does it. It's fucking like 20 grand and that's it. It's done. And so anyway, that's it. New Trump tweet, we're going to get around that. But like anybody else, right? If any of these other people, like this is why we even thought about sponsoring people in the FGC because, or I did. I thought about doing my own thing, but I just, honestly, I've got so many things going on right now. Like, what the fuck do I need another fucking thing for, right?
Oh shit! There was a shooting outside a Jewish museum.
Right? The FGC is the best community.
I guess we'll take a look after that.
Well, the reason why the FGC is the best community. So, do you want to know the real reason why? One of the big reasons is because most of the big fighting games don't really play a huge role in setting up tournaments. That's a big reason. So it is completely
those
grassroots.
tournaments are usually set up by they're usually set up by people who know event organizers and what streamer and who streamers are, they embody the casual gamer, basically.
Like, for example, the Overwatch League. The Overwatch League is top down. It's like Bobby Kotick saying, listen, you're going to have team names and city names for esports teams. It's going to be called the Cincinnati Cleaners, and it's going to be 5 dudes that live in Korea. What? The Massachusetts Mavericks. And it's, wait, 3 guys from Belgium, a German, and a Spanish guy? Wait, what? But I thought it said Massachusetts. What the hell is this? And so anyway, yeah, and I could go on, right? But I think my point is made, right? I think it's made. And so anyway, this is it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And so the reason why the FGC is different is that the FGC is not built on a throne of.
I see sports sponsors. Oh yeah, you could say all the sports sponsorships, right? All those guys are fucking right. You would say that, right? Another example of the very safe brands, right?
Of lies. Esports and the entire economy around esports is built around thank you for the 25 gifted subs. Gentlemen, I've seen a lot of people gifting subs today. I really appreciate it. But keep in mind, I'm completely financially stable, and if you want to spend your money on anything else, go ahead and do it. I appreciate the money, but never feel like you have to support the stream. Just being here is more than enough for me, okay? So keep that in mind. Yeah, I always appreciate it, but that's it. And so just keep that in mind. Yeah, as people, I'm totally fine. Don't worry about me. And so I always take Twitch Primes, but that's because Jeff Bezos, of anybody who doesn't need the money, there's 1 or 2 people in the world that need the money less than I do. He's one of them, okay? And so I can take a Twitch Prime, but that's it. Anyway, my point is, besides that, let me go back. What was I even thinking besides this? I got distracted. So the FGC, esports is built up by venture capitalism. Now, I tried to talk to some of these people. I did. And now, finally, because in 2014, a lot of the guys my age, we were like 23, 24. Who the fuck cares what we think? Well, now we're in our 30s. And so now a lot of the guys that I talk to that work at these different VC firms, they understand that esports is a money pit. They understand the longitudinal reality of this. But you had the fucking boomers and these Gen X people that were making decisions for venture capitalists and money, investing like $50 million into something, thinking that they're going to turn it into the NBA. Well, it turns out it's not. And also, this is another really big component. I didn't even think of this until I brought it up. Harry Balls, thanks a lot for the 5 get the subs. I appreciate that.
Harry Balls.
So another really big component is that America has such an endemic sports culture by itself that there's no reason for them to add in anything else besides that. NBA of losing money, yeah, but they make a lot more money.
Well, I
than
mean,
fucking, like some.
Well, the issue is you're not going to bid out what the NBA, right, NFL and NHL, right, and all those guys do, right? No, those guys are the biggest organizations known to man. And then you had, right, esports just suddenly come on to the field, right? So late into the game, by the way. Yeah, no, good luck. It's not gonna happen.
Overwatch League does, right? Let's be honest.
Yeah,
right?
you're gonna get
And
like
so anyway,
just a small fraction of that pie.
And so what I'm trying
like a
to
super
get at is
small
that
fraction.
Basically, the entire value of esports and the economy of esports has been artificially inflated higher than the fucking 2007 housing bubble or the .com bubble. Like it's popping and it's getting.
Well, I mean, it's not just
smaller
inflated,
smaller,
but it's also
and this is
right.
also
It's such a niche. Yeah, I mean, if you really think about it, it's kind of niche.
Because Chinese audiences Korean audiences, they're on board with this. You're a professional player for CSGO. You go to Brazil, you're a fucking celebrity.
Is
You're
there
a professional player for CSGO. You go to Chicago, you get robbed. That's just the way it is. And so the fact is, nobody gives a fuck about this over here in America, and they don't care about it that much over in Europe either. And so the fact is that, like, a lot of this stuff, the real gang shit, no, I'm being honest, right? Am I wrong? And so anyway, esports is it's built on a throne of lies. It's built on a throne of lies, misplaced optimism, fucking, in my opinion, ignorance, and
yeah, it's built upon the throne of lies and torture, right?
You know, basically greed. And so now
percentage of
the
world population
throne
that are
was
video
built
game
in
players.
2010
Recent
is now
data
finally
indicates
starting
that a
to
number
crumble.
of the active
Now, how do you
video
replace
game
that
players
throne?
worldwide
You replace
has
it
reached
with porn, cryptocurrency, and
3.3
gambling,
billion.
because those
okay.
are the only
The
sponsors.
global
because the fact
population
is that
estimated
if you have
at
to
around
sanitize
8
your
billion,
event enough
apparently.
to where big brands want to sponsor it,
Floating
you have an event
topics,
that's not fun to
prior
watch.
data.
Nobody wants to watch an event where everybody says, "Oh, good game." They want to watch an
That's-
event like
they
Hydra
say it's
back in the
about 41 to
2010
42%
StarCraft 2
of the
days,
total
where he's talking
population
shit
play
in
video
game, he's quitting out of games in
or at some
mid-match in
point
the middle of the
played a
fucking
video
stage.
game.
We want to see fights on stream. We want to see Hungry
Gamers
Box
by
throwing a chair
region,
into the
Asia's
crowd.
the
What was it?
highest,
Somebody threw a
Europe,
lobster at Hungry
Latin
Box and
America,
then he started
Latin
screaming about
America,
it.
then
That's the
North
real
America.
content, okay? That's real esports. That's what people care about. And by the way, if you think I'm wrong, then explain to UFC.
Would make
the
sense
best,
because
the best
in
fucking
the Asian
fight ever
countries,
was
they
whenever
actually
fucking
have,
Khabib
like,
beat the fuck out of
universities
Conor
and
McGregor.
colleges
As
that
soon
have
as he beats the
courses
fuck
on
out of
stuff
Conor
like that.
McGregor, he immediately goes, "All right, another one." Climbs over the fucking octagon and starts trying to beat up his team. Immediately, just instantaneously. And Joe Rogan was there. "Oh, well, this is
So,
such
yeah,
a
if
bad..."
you
Shut
wanna-
up, Joe. You know this was a
Floating
good day.
top, yeah.
This was such a good day. Everybody knows this was
These
a good
are-
day.
apparently
What a great
these are
day.
the-
What
these
a
are the
great day
stats.
for what a great day for UFC. Yeah, it was majestic. It was amazing. And so anyway, and Conor McGregor, he's a huge asshole. Khabib is like,
Roughly
I
4
like
in
Khabib
10
more than Conor
people
McGregor. I like Conor
worldwide
McGregor.
play
He's all right.
video
Well,
games
after the rape stuff,
in
maybe I
some
can't say I like
form,
Conor
making
McGregor
games
anymore.
one of the most
But like, you know, back then I thought he was an all right
widespread
guy.
entertainment
But anyway,
activities
I like
globally.
Khabib more. I'll tell you that. And so
Oh, there you
this
have it.
happens, and it was like it's the perfect fucking story, right? And so anyway, Conor got humbled. He did, and that's
it
what he
was
deserved.
much more than I
and
thought.
The point
I thought
is,
it would be
though,
more
is
like
that,
20%. No,
people
it's
that's
fucking
what guys
40%.
and also who watches UFC. You want to know who watches UFC? I do. You do. Like, and by you, I mean everybody in the chat, because it's all men between the ages of 18 and 40. Actually, 18 and 60 with the UFC. Those are the people that watch UFC. Okay?
Yeah, I mean,
Girls
I
aren't
still kind of
watching
watch
this shit.
UFC from
Girls
time
are
to
not
time if I
tuning
can.
in to watching
Actually,
the
now that I'm
Counter-Strike
free from,
finals.
or now
Girls,
that
if
I'm
they
on
use
vacation,
a
I
voice
can
chat in CS:GO,
start
they
watching
get,
some
both teams are
UFC
like,
again.
"Hold up, guys, wait a
I mean,
minute."
I was watching from time to time because if I had
I
the
think
time.
we have an imposter. And they kick her out of the game. So, no, girls don't watch this shit. It's all guys. It's all
Yeah, I hate
guys.
to
You
say
go to the
girls don't
FGC,
watch it.
You watch one of these Smash tournaments.
The
it's a
only
bunch of
time
sweaty
you will see girls be on the screen during these events is when they're holding up the fucking when the next the next fucking the next phase of the fight. I'm
dudes.
sorry.
And so anyway, you try to make this content and you try to make this appeal to
Women
this, you know,
usually
fucking
don't
broad
like
audience.
people fucking
It doesn't exist.
hitting each other.
It doesn't
or
fucking
watching that
exist,
kind of
bro.
shit.
Like it's not there. And so yeah, I know a girl watches UFC too, just to see a dude's muscles. Yeah, sure. I mean, right?
I mean, yeah, sure,
that's-
that happens.
There are people that watch, you know, like women's
I mean, it's
basketball,
rare,
but
but yeah,
because
sure.
they think that
I mean,
the
there's
women are
fans, don't
attractive.
get me wrong.
It's like, oh wow, I wonder
I mean,
why
some of the
women's pole
UFC,
vaulting
right? Some of
is
the
so
people who are in the
popular on
UFC
YouTube.
are married people.
It must be for
Like,
the
what?
athleticism, right? That must be it. Yeah, the women's long jump, exactly. And so anyway, beach volleyball. Well, I was just using basketball as a more abstract example, but sure. But anyway, here's the point, right? Is that Honda wants to have a sanitized brand that
Usually,
is just completely flaccid, boring, and is simply a
they want to
vehicle
censor
for
you.
marketing. That's all they
usually
want.
how it goes.
The fact is that
Right, like
making
I said,
a joke
you can't-
about a nuclear
Where's that
bomb
song?
and losing the sponsorship
the
for the
song from
entire
fucking,
the entire brand. And he's going, I want to sincerely apologize. I made a big mistake using the GIF. Shut up, you pussy. Nobody cares
So,
about
yeah,
this.
the
It doesn't
Blink
matter.
182 song?
Like, nobody thinks
can't
it's a
even say-
mistake. You don't
say
think
those
it's a mistake.
fucking bad words
Nobody
anymore.
at fucking Liquid thinks it's a mistake. Let's just call this out for what it is. It's Honda being fucking retarded. It's some retard over at Honda
Well, it's
that got
Honda
offended by
being,
this,
right, trying
and
to
they canceled the
sanitize, censor
partnership.
people.
No, I'm not gonna. What are you pretending for? Like, and
Not much
also,
you can
by the
do
way,
about it.
you
If the company wants to
Team
go that way,
Liquid
it's
sponsors a WoW guild. Do you really think that none of those WoW players have ever said or done anything that bad?
Oh no, so I bet some of those WoW players have said some shit off stream.
What do you think?
I mean,
the odds? Maybe
I hate
there
to
might
say
just be
it,
a
but
little bit of a
humans are
possibility, right?
humans, and
What's
you
all
know
this crying
they
about?
have
It's crying
their
about a
freedom of speech
nuclear
and
bomb
all
gift,
that.
right? Honda was waiting
People
to
will
quit,
say
looking
some
for an
shit.
opportunity. Yeah, I think so. And so
It
anyway,
happens.
nuke means Japan nukes your career. Yeah, I guess so, right? And so anyway, nobody, you don't care about this. You know you don't care about this. Everybody knows you don't care about this. I think the world is tired of these corpo fake bullshit apologies from people that it's obvious you don't give a fuck. You don't care. Like, nobody cares about this. Like, just stop pretending. It's bad
true.
for... And also, here's the
True.
other thing, too. It's bad for your
Like
brand.
this song, right
It's
here.
bad for you as a content creator to be out here faking it as if you think tweeting a GIF about a nuclear bomb is a big mistake. No, it's not.
You can't even say those
No, it's
words
not,
anymore.
you retard.
Literally,
You know that.
you can't even say those words
Everybody
anymore.
knows that.
You don't
It's
even see it on
ridiculous.
national TV anymore.
And so
You barely
anyway,
see it.
yeah,
They
they
have to
lost a huge
censor it.
sponsorship, though. Yeah, and they should
It
have
was like
never
that
had
one
it.
time.
That's
you,
what I'm saying. You should have never tried
that
to court
one,
these brands.
that one guy
Should have
on
never
the
tried to do
on
it.
the.
I
oh,
think
when
the
was it?
future of
It was like the
esports-
LA news, local news, when the
Porn,
LA fires were happening.
gambling,
And, she-
and alcohol.
The lady asked
and
for the dude's
cryptocurrency.
opinion.
That is the future of
She was
esports. If
just
you
like,
want to make
oh, maybe
a
it's because of how
esports
the gay
brand,
dude.
You have to do these things.
It's
And if
just
you
like,
don't,
Jesus.
I want to see your balance sheets, because if you tell me you're not operating at a loss, I'm gonna say you're lying.
If I can pull it up.
That's
It was
it.
fucking
It's everything you
hilarious.
despised 3 years ago. I still don't want. I never despised porn. But that being said, I don't gamble, I don't drink alcohol, and I don't really invest in cryptocurrency. So this isn't something that I do, but I like. So here's an example. I think that we should probably look for other forms of, power besides oil, right? But I own a car that uses oil and it uses gas, or
Oh, yeah, it u-
gasoline.
petroleum, yeah.
And the reason why is because that's just the way it is. That's the way it is. Now, you can say that, you should have principles about this. But yeah,
This
you
is
can have
so
principles,
fucking
or you
hilarious.
could have a company. You could have either one, so
Is
you can
it?
decide. But if these people want to have a company, they can't afford principles. That's all there is to it. So yeah, but would you say porn is bad for society overall? I don't care about this. I don't care about this conversation. It's so abstract, and there's like 50 other things I want to talk about today. I don't even want to get into it. But anyway, so these companies need to realize that
I can't.
if you want to exist in the online space, you have to find companies that understand the online space. If they do not understand the online space, you will not have a good partnership, because they are entering into it without full understanding, and you are entering into it without full understanding. That is the problem. That is what it is. And so anyway, talk to Dana White. Maybe I will talk to Dana White. We'll see what happens. But Chrono Odyssey next month. I saw it. I'm going to look at it. It's on the list. You don't have to remind me. And so Riot has become a partner with Coinbase recently. Is that true? Let me see. Riot, Coinbase. May 6th. Coinbase partners with Riot Games across Global League and Val.
Oh, interesting. So they are doing it.
I'm telling you, bro. Like
He's
the guys
okay,
over
yeah.
at Riot, they're smart. I talked to them. I went to Riot before. I like.
Interesting.
Let me think. I'm trying to think because like I signed an NDA, right? I did not play the MMO. I did not. I did not play the MMO. I did not even see an image of the MMO.
Yeah, he already has to fucking. Before people start
this.
fucking speculating.
I was as honest as possible with them.
Oh.
And basically, they were like, yeah, thanks. Yep. Straight up. Just some of the highest people in the company. Yes, straight up. And that was it. Literally no problems. These guys are smart. They know what's going on. Yeah. And they've come. Yes, everything is good. They heard you. Yes. And that's it. They were high, all right, and missing the point. And so, anyway, that's the right.
They try to wipe it from the fucking internet.
But the point is
why can't I find the video anymore?
they know where the future is, right? That's it. You haven't watched Arcane, have you? I watched a little bit more of it. Okay, to be fair, I did. And so yeah, I'm watching a YouTube video where you got a Fansly ad on Twitch, right? No, that was when Cutie Cinderella used Fansly as an advertiser for the streamer games, for the streamer awards, and then people complained about it afterwards. And you know, I'm a big supporter of that kind of stuff, right? I think that, you know, adult content and things like this. I don't like the idea that the internet needs to be sanitized for children. I think that I think children need. I think parents need to
the
exercise
children shouldn't
proper
be on the
discretion.
fucking platform.
And instead of all adults
all it
kind
is.
of collaborating together to sanitize,
I mean,
and
once
protect
they start
children
getting
from
into like
internet,
the
I
adult
think
side
that
of
there
things,
needs
it's
to
like,
be
yeah,
rules
get
that
the
keep
fuck out.
children
You're not
off the internet,
you're still
and
a
there
child.
also need
Get
to
the
be
fuck
parents
out.
that prepare children for the real world, which is in fact many times the internet. And so that's it. I don't care.
Yeah, it's
like,
bad.
oh wow, there could be a kid watching this. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You think this is the first time? Bro, this kid's probably watched an ISIS execution, and you're worried that he's seeing an ad for Fansly? I don't give a fuck, and neither do you. You're just complaining to complain. You don't care. You know you don't care. I know you don't care. Nobody cares. It's all a fucking joke. And so anyway, true and real, yes, I'm being honest. The internet should be 18 plus. The internet should be 18 plus. That's a fact, except for places that are curated explicitly for children, like YouTube
Yeah,
Kids,
I mean,
for
obviously
example.
there's
so anyway,
places curated for children, but
Team Liquid,
yeah, the fact
I
that these
think, and a
children
lot
are
of
getting
these
into
esports
the adult
organizations,
spaces is
I
the
think
issue, right?
This is only going to get worse.
That's the real issue. It's the
And I have an
parents not
offer
fucking
for
paying
Honda,
attention to their goddamn
okay?
kids. Is
It's
the
a
issue.
nuclear offer.
Yeah.
I'll only offer it twice. If you guys need help with any form of figuring out how to build your online brand or understanding any degree of the internet and where to invest your money, I will give you insight. Just hit me up. just DM me.
Asmongold's
you know
trying
where
to
to
be a
find me, right? I mean,
brokerage.
like,
Interesting.
And so just text me and just let me know. And I will do it for a fraction of the amount of money that you could figure out a consulting fee to do this for. And I will outperform
he's
any
basically
fucking
trying to
agency
be a
there is.
consultant.
And if I don't pay me. So if you guys want to have an idea how this works, I'll let you know. If you don't, keep doing what you're doing. It's working great, right, guys? 72% loss in money. Haha. Wow, good job. Keep it up.
And also this file.
Yeah, give it up. And so anyway, and will my mattress be free? Yeah, I don't know. And so that's it. And yeah, and this goes for any company, right? If they want help with, you know, figuring out a marketing plan or anything like that, a lot of these companies, and the reason why I do this is that I view it as planting flowers to eventually one day have a garden. Is that, and not for me, but for everybody. The fact is that a lot of these marketing companies. So do you remember whenever I was criticizing? Where was it? Oh fuck. Where was the thing? No.
Maybe
this
if I
isn't it.
use a different
I've had a
browser
lot
to
of
find
these.
it.
This is the Twitch to OnlyFans. Yeah, a lot of these, I don't remember a lot. Yeah, okay, so, oh, this was a good day. Remember this? This was what a good day for me this was. And anyway, did I save this photo? I'm gonna
The
save
issue
this.
is I can't find
winning.
the video because
Okay.
I think they're trying to, like,
yeah, we're gonna save this right here.
censor
I don't want to miss that. And anyway, so what was I
'Cause
thinking
it was
about
on national
besides that? I got
TV.
distracted. And crazy polls, it's normal, right? And anyway, fuck, where was I?
Yeah, I
where was
had the
going with
video
this?
right here,
I
but it
totally
doesn't
got
play.
distracted. What was I talking about? Did you even build her? Yeah, she's level 90. I cleared Tower of Adversity with 30 out of 30 crystals. I did the entire thing. I even did the secondary
no
thing
idea
as
what he's
well.
talking about right
I
here.
did all of that. And yeah.
Oh, is he talking about fucking?
And so yeah, as a matter
Wuthering
of fact,
Waves
if
or whatever.
you're curious. And did you get your Adderall today? No, I haven't. Making jokes, right? And so anyway, building the garden. So a lot of advertising agencies right now are full of a bunch of people that don't know what they're doing and they don't understand the space. And I can prove it to you.
Correct. I mean,
Do you
they're a
wanna know
bunch
how
of
I can prove
fucking.
it? Is because if they
yeah,
did
boomers.
understand the space, they'd be doing what I was doing and making 20
They're
times
they're
their
trying
salary.
to.
They
They
don't
don't know how
understand the
to
space.
advertise to the
They don't
young
know what the hell they're
and
doing.
young adults. Literally,
That's it.
that's all it is.
So if you want to have it get done by a person that knows how to do it, rather than a bunch of morons that have been, like these people have been around for a long time. Yeah, that's the problem. And so the issue right now is that advertising and the amount of sponsorships in streaming right now. I'm gonna make a graph, okay? This is a graph of how streaming advertisement. All right, this is sponsorships, and this is time. Okay, does this look like a good graph? Does this look like a good time for you? I feel like it's kind of a bad time for you, right? I would say kind of a bad, not a good graph. Nobody likes this graph. Yeah, so the line, as you can see, actually some people might be confused. Here, let me make it a little bit easier to understand. Now do you see the problem? Yeah. Big issue, okay? And so anyway, red is bad, exactly. And so way better. Yeah, now
I mean, it
people are
should be
starting to
more
pick up on it.
jagged, but sure.
And so the problem is that advertising is basically dying on the internet because, and especially with streaming, is because streamers are terrible salesmen. That's the reason why. And the people that are running it, the agencies that are running it, are totally full of shit. Like, I'll give you an example, right? And I don't want to say full of shit entirely, right? For legal reasons, by the way. Does anybody really think that the Progressive show that they did with Austin Show and all of them had 100,000 viewers?
Oh yeah, when they did that show, they did not have that many viewers. I think they got fucking review botted. That fucked with the I don't know how that And there was a lot of people
Well,
trying
let
to
me tell
say
you something.
some fucked up shit too.
Progressive probably thinks that. And that's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
That's going to be a problem way later on down the line when somebody has to explain what the conversion ratio is and why it was such an astronomically lower ratio, because it was built on something that was not entirely authentic. That's the reason. And they all they have to do is DM me. Just hit me up on Discord.
I think I have
Just
the
say,
video,
hey, it's
but I'd
me,
have to
it's me,
look.
it's me,
I'm
the
on
company.
YouTube.
And I'll just be like, oh, okay, all right, well, let's get this done, right? That's part of the funnels problem? It is. It's the funnels problem. It is. It's because most streamers are rich kids. Most rich kids are boring and have no personality.
I wouldn't
don't
even
know.
say
I
that's
mean,
the
like,
case.
I know plenty of
that's not true.
That's in my personal experience. That is sometimes true.
I
but
mean,
it is
that's
not
a
always
generalization
true.
that.
And so
that guy's
anyway,
making. Oh,
yeah,
that's not
it is, and it's not. I think it really depends on the person, right? And so, damn, you went outside.
you'd
Yeah,
have to-
basically, right? It's kind of true. I don't know about Rich, but the
person
point.
dependent. You'd
Sometimes,
have to ask
right?
the
It really depends.
person's
There are
fucking
plenty of poor people
literal
who are boring too. Okay?
biography.
That's really what I'm getting at. Name 50. Name 50 people. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah. So anyway, standard deviation. Yeah, broke dude cope. Yeah, I think that's probably true too. So yeah, hey, it's me, the company. Can I have $50,000? No, you'd be paying me, right? So it'd be different. And so anyway, this is what happened, right? Is that Honda dropped these guys, and I think that this is only going to keep happening as companies realize that the investment into esports and these online brands are delivering a much lower rate of return. And also it's because I can't speak for Team Liquid. So again, for legal reasons, I'm not speaking in terms of them specifically. But I do know that there are instances of these companies that artificially misrepresent their data in a way that is deliberately, it's kind of like, for example, you worked on a group project in 11th grade, and then you put on your resume that you were a team building leader and you were a manager. It's like, yeah, that's true, but you were managing a science project for a volcano, right? And so that's a big issue. And again, if they want me to look at this, I can do this because I understand it. I know every scam. I know every trick. I know every exploit. I know every way you can break the rules. And, again, I've got nothing to gain from this anymore, right? I've already done everything. And so if you want to know, just let me know. That's it. I manage RBG team, therefore I can manage anything. Yes, clearly. That's against the law, brother. You can't deceive shareholders. Oh, Jesus Christ. You can't deceive shareholders. Of course you can. You can deceive them, but you cannot lie to them. So, for example, whenever Ubisoft says net bookings or players instead of sales, that's not lying, but it's deceiving. Guys, you have to, it's users. We're changing the vocabulary to make it more abstract so we can cast a wider net so it sounds like we know what we're doing. Guys, lying is, if there's anything in life I'm good at, it's not video games, it's lying. It's lying and tricking people into things that they shouldn't believe. That's the only thing. Every time, and this is always a little game I would play with myself whenever I was a kid. And I would say anytime I wanted to do something in our guild that would be in my best interest, but not in everybody else's best interest, my challenge would be that I would put it to a vote. And I would convince people to vote against themselves. And it would work. Here's the funny thing. Every single time. Every single time. And so that's it. People are stupid. Yeah, it's so easy to do. And so anyway, yeah, you play with yourself. Yes, absolutely. We've been sold a PSYOP by Roachford. No, I don't need the PSYOP anymore. Whenever I made my YouTube channel, my original Asmongold YouTube channel, that was the end of the lies. Like, I made all my videos about how to manipulate people into, like, joining your guild, how to loot councils, scam people, how to ninja loot stuff. Like, I did all of it. And it was because I'm like, all right, I had my fun. This is over. I'm going to go, I'm going to be a good boy now, right? And so, did anyone ever call you out on your voting bullshit? They did. One time somebody called me out on their voting bullshit. So this is what I did. So they actually were right, but they voted against me, but they said that they didn't vote. So I had admin of the website, and I posted the screenshot that showed that they voted against me.
I would have to go back to,
because I could prove them a liar, it totally destroyed all of their credibility. Nobody took their argument seriously, which was a valid argument, and the vote still went through and I won.
Because it happened during the Palisade fire.
That shit in Olympus? Yeah, it's yeah.
But
and
look, if you just ask for, if you ask for people's unfiltered statement on certain matters, yeah, you're gonna fucking get it.
When AQ40 came out, S-Fan straight up goes and says, I think that the best idea is for me to get all of the tier 2.5 first. That way, we don't have to worry about me getting it anymore. That shit, bro, like... That was so
everyone did that. Yeah, and so that's what it was, the pinnacle of logic. And he did. Hey, he was the Scarab Lord Grand Marshal. He can do whatever the hell he wants. And so yeah, classic Paladin, exactly. And so yeah. You're doing yourself, yeah, you're trying to help them out. And
People
so anyway,
just, doing
this is so I know the way that these companies operate. I know
What,
everything
gold-
about this.
gold
So if
for-
any of these
gold for
companies
gear?
you know, want any insight or whatever, you know, they just hit me up. I mean, I know a lot of people
What are
that
they
are like,
called,
you
the
know,
GCDs or whatever?
you know, a lot around, let's just say. They can hit me up. They want insight on, like, you know, is something a good idea or not. I'll tell you if it's a good idea or not, right?
It went off on a tangent again. But yeah, as you can see, yeah, companies are trying to be sanitized and trying to stop jokes. Basically, they're trying to be fun police, and it's not fun, right? They're being annoying. You can't be a dignified human being anymore because they keep taking away your speech. Yeah. Anyways, Mr. Asmongold TV. Check him out. His editor runs most of the fucking YouTube stuff, so yeah. What do we got here? Lazy Shell keeps dropping bangers. This time Yeet is in the edit. Make sure how to follow him. His art is funny as fuck.
Replying to my fucking stalker account.
Hassan Piker!
Elon Musk hitting with the fucking smiling, crying emoji.
Sleepy time.
That's crazy. This is the
The
wealthiest person on
voice
the
got
planet.
the fucking
And
penis.
he is replying to my fucking stalker account.
I'm going to stalk him and become obsessed with him.
Ah.
Wear his makeup.
I'm
On
gonna
this social media
stalk
platform
him.
that he
Become
owns,
obsessed with him.
While also
He wears
celebrating that
makeup.
the social media platform that he owns, unironically, has become a horrible place for back and forth and for politics.
You guys are being bad.
Because they're being. That's the one who got fucking
First,
called
you
out by
perceive yourself as a
Hassan.
victim for having abhorrent opinions about things.
Even the person you tried to do a content nuke with you fucked you over.
Terrorist, and then once like those abhorrent political opinions become the norm, we think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. In platforms like the ones that Elon Musk owns, where people basically wear their bigotry and their stupidity as a badge of courage.
Yes, like you did with the Shinzo Abe post thing, yeah. Okay. What a guy. There's Hassan Piker, the clown. Stomping around.
Elon is still locked
with his his virtue signaling and his crusade of I don't even know what the fuck he's trying to do. He's just grifting. Literally. Grifting terrorist propaganda. Or grifting trying to attack people. Right.
Replying to my fucking
He goes on
stalker
his
account.
hate campaigns off stream like usual. Cuz he knows he can't cuz he knows he can't get cut from Twitch. Cuz Twitch saves his ass all the fucking time. All the time. Hassan bin Laden Hamas Diddy Piker. Alright,
In October 401
oh,
BC.
shit. Let's see what we got here.
What is it about this grant that you and EPA believe is problematic enough to freeze this funding and put potentially 31,000 children at risk?
Senator, who is the grant applicant?
This is to the city of Santa Ana.
have the biggest.
And are
you have
you-
the biggest
are you-
state, so
and
we're
are
gonna have to
you-
go through every single list of the grant.
Well,
by the way, with that wind up, by the way, I understand that you were an aspiring fiction writer. I see why.
Well, I understand your view that you can cut half of the agency and it won't affect people's health or their water, their air. That to me is a big fiction, Mr. Zeldin.
Really? You
and
forgot
and
about
if,
the fact
if
of cleaning
I
up
have
after
to
the
think,
LA
Mr.
wildfires.
I think, Mr.
President,
Zeldin,
when I was in San Diego,
if your children were
with the
drinking
Tijuana
water,
River sewage crisis,
if your
apparently
children
we're
were
on our
drinking
own for
water
that.
in Santa Ana,
Yeah, I
Mr.
don't-
Zeldin,
I
maybe
hate-
you wouldn't be so
Man, he sounds like Hassan. Hassan does the same shit. Does his moral grandstanding. Oh, you did this, and I'm going to try and paint you in a bad light.
cavalier about whether there was lead in their water.
Acts like a goddamn fucking piece
Maybe
of
you would
shit
give
politician.
a damn instead of coming
That's
in
why
here
no one likes
and
Hassan.
suggesting that any grant
Well, I mean, people
that
like
takes
him, but
lead out
they-
of
they
the
want his
water
terrorist
must be
propaganda.
waste for because
The
because you
gentleman's
need
time has
because
expired.
you
Who said
need
that?
the money for a tax cut for rich people because you're totally beholden to the oil industry.
The gentleman's time.
You could give a rat's about how much
You can give a
your
rat's
agency causes.
Yes, he did. Fucking Adam Shifty Shiv going off on a fucking tangent, eh? Ah, yes, California. Good old California shit show. Yeah, I know. He's trying to address a California problem? That's insane. That's a first in a while. Hmm. Shifty Shiv at his finest, yep. Pencil neck. Motherfucker gets ran through with the rest of the politicians. Alright, anyways, on to the next.
Hope you got.
Alright, let's see what's going on with